everybody, I'm Latrina Patrick. Welcome to day 43 of our 90-day grant writing tutorial. This week, I'm going to focus on some common grant writing terms that I think you should be familiar with. Some of these you've heard me mention in previous tutorials, but this week I'll break them down so that I'm clear that you understand what they mean, because each of them are important to your future as a grant writer. Today I'm going to start with the term that you really need to understand, and that term is capacity building. Capacity building is really a conceptual approach of development that focuses on an understanding of the obstacles that inhibit your organization from its developmental goals, from meeting those goals, while at the same time it's enhancing your ability to achieve measurable and sustainable results. Now, to break that down, basically that means that sometimes there will be things that prohibit your organization from being able to operate at its fullest potential. So, for example, your program could be going pretty well, but it could go much better if you had the staff in place to help you implement your program fully. That's a capacity issue. Or you could have staff who are available and ready for you, but they're not really up to par on your particular program or your particular field of interest. So they may be bodies for you, but they don't really have an understanding of the type of work that you do. So that's a capacity issue that could be helped by getting those staff trained and educated in your field of service. So you could also have a capacity issue where, say you have a program, as we said, that's going along well, but it's expanding, but you don't have room to expand. So you definitely need the capacity to grow. So you may want to rent some larger space, or you need a grant to help you expand your program by getting a larger space or leasing a larger space. So those are some examples of capacity issues that will be appropriate for you to apply for a capacity building grant. The other reason I wanted to introduce this term is because as a grant writer, you could make some big mistakes if you're applying for a capacity building grant if you don't understand one important thing, that when you're writing a capacity building grant, you can't focus on programmatic things. And I learned a valuable lesson years ago with one of my clients. We were applying for a capacity building grant, and I was in such a programmatic mindset that I didn't really write it differently. I understood that they were eligible, they needed a capacity building grant, they didn't have the staff or the space that they needed. So this was a perfect grant, but I kept writing from a programmatic standpoint with some hints of capacity building in there, and it can really mess you up if you don't understand that you have to write them differently and you have to focus more on that deficiency that your organization is having as opposed to your programmatic needs. And I had a hard time distinguishing the two, and I don't want anybody else to have to learn that lesson the way that I learned it. So that's why I wanted to introduce this term to you today. So I hope that you have a better understanding about what capacity building is. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave those here for me on my YouTube channel. I'll be glad to answer those questions for you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and that way you'll get immediate notification whenever I upload a new video. And if you find my videos helpful, please share the link with your friends and your family who you think may also benefit. Now, I also send out weekly email updates to let you know what's coming up that week in my tutorials. In order to get those, you need to go over to my website at www.greatervisionconsulting.com and subscribe to my email updates. While you're on my site, please check out my bio, my experience, and especially the services that I offer, because I love the opportunity to work with you and your organization. I hope you found this helpful today, and I look forward to coming back tomorrow and sharing another great tutorial with you. Talk to you soon. Bye.